Guys, welcome back. It is Racer X, and guess what? Today is track day. So as you can see behind me, I have both cars. I've got, of course, the 2016 Hellcat, and then, of course, Mrs. X's 2019 Challenger Scatpack. We are going to be racing both cars, going out to XRP, which is the 8th mile today. So that should be fun. I've actually already got both cars ready for a change, and the sun is still up. So drag packs are on. I got the seats pulled out of the Hellcat, full interior on Mrs. X's car, and I'm actually going to go ahead and do a little bit of something different today. I'm actually going to go ahead and change the tune-up a little bit on the Hellcat. It has a little bit of kind of a yip, if you will, between 1 and 2 still. I still feel like there's a little bit to gain here on the tune in the Hellcat. So I'm going to call my good buddy B. Mason, and we're going to work on updating the tune. Then we're going to go out to the track, and we're going to put these things through their paces. It should be a fun one. Also, guys, if you are new to my channel, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button for me. I've got a lot of great content coming up next year, and towards the end of this year. Also follow me on Instagram, and we are off. We got the 1,000 horsepower Hellcat. So one of the things about having a tuned car is the fact that you really got to get your tune dialed in. And sometimes that takes multiple iterations and just kind of data logging and stuff like that. And this car has been data logged quite a bit. I try and data log actually all my passes, except for the last time I was out at the track. Just, I guess, the G-force or whatever from taking off actually made the computer fly to the back of the car and it got unplugged. So I did not get a data log on that one, but I've done a lot of data logs on the car. And my good buddy B. Mason, also a YouTuber, he is somebody that has been extremely helpful to me because he's given me several revisions to my transmission tune. I can always trust him with kind of looking at my data logs to make sure the car's doing what it's supposed to be doing. And you kind of have to have somebody like that in your corner to get the car to sort of this level, in my opinion. And I've got my computer open here, and I'm having some problems because I can't get the newest version of HP tuners to load in the computer. We're struggling with this. So unfortunately, it looks like I am actually going to have to go to Best Buy and buy a brand new computer. This one literally does not have enough memory. So I'm going to go to Best Buy, buy a brand new computer, download all the new software. We'll get with B. Mason on the phone and we'll get this revision put in the car. And then hopefully we'll get out to the track to see if it worked. So guys, I know I don't normally show you a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I do to get to the racetrack and all the stuff I do to do the mod videos and all that kind of stuff. But today you'll get a little bit of a behind the scenes. So where are we headed? We are headed to get gas. Yes. And to buy a computer. Why are we buying a computer? So we can reload it to you. Because the software takes it, because I was cheap and I bought the cheapest computer I could find for the car. And unfortunately, I shouldn't have done that because now the new HP Tuner software will not load into the car and B. Mason cannot upload a brand new tune into the car. So we're going to go spend some money. Yep. Then later we're going to go to the track and spend more money. More money. Hopefully you'll serve up some Gap sauce. Let's hope. Take some people to the Gap. Yeah. Take them to Gapplebee's. We'll see. Guys, I have arrived at Best Buy of all places, and they've got a whole bunch of laptops here. Hopefully they've got some stuff in stock, but I don't want to spend a lot of money. So we know this one is pretty much kaput. So hopefully we'll find something that is not so expensive. But yeah, they got a lot of stuff. We'll figure it out. See, some of this stuff is like, dude, I'm not trying to spend $1,100, $1,200. So this whole car stuff, man. Well, guys, $600 later, we got a new laptop. We got stuff. We got stuff. Now we'll go get a tune put in the car. I have made it back to the house, and you can see there is the new laptop. I've got a new suction cup because some turd actually stole my GoPro when I was out at the track last time. So I had a new GoPro and a new suction cup. But I've got to take all the files out of this computer and get them stuff in this computer, download the new HP tuners, and then I've got to kind of mate everything up with the cable, and then I got to call B. Mason, and hopefully we can get this tune revised. Easy peasy. Okay, so I finally managed to get the computer out of the box, and then I powered it up, and I got all this software, the new HP tuners downloaded, and I got TeamViewer so we can remote into the computer. And now I'm waiting on B. Mason to call me back so that we can hopefully tweak the tune, then load it into that car right there, then go to the track and see if it works. And then if it doesn't work, we'll make another adjustment. That's just kind of what it is at this point. So we'll see. So
just general working with this stuff.
So what all changes are you making to my tune?
Well, the changes that I'm making are, I'm trying to find out why your predictive shift is freaking out, or if it is a predictive shift issue.
Okay, I got you.
It may not be a predictive shift issue. It could be a rev limit issue, or it could have been anything. And the last time I looked at this tune, it's been forever ago, but what I do remember was that I didn't have a reference point for any of these figures.
Gotcha. Okay, guys, what Brian is doing right now, he's looking at all of my shift points. He's just milling through the entire tune, checking every little shift point. We're bumping up a few things. We're actually pulling the RPM back a little bit on some of the shifts. But, I mean, there's a lot that goes into these transmission tunes. And, the transmission tune is a huge part of making these cars faster or slower. Initially, obviously, my transmission tune, I think, was hurting me a little bit. And now I think my transmission tune actually is what separates my car from a lot of other cars, especially when you have somebody like this that can go through your tune with a fine-tooth comb and really make sure it's right. It's such a big advantage to have that. So
2 hours later.
Okay, so yes, it is many hours later, but the good news is the tune is loaded in the car now, thanks to my good buddy B. Mason and all of his kind of fine-tooth combing and all of his magic that he does in these transmission, and also, of course, the regular PCM tune as well. So it's in here. I'm going to go kind of try it out a little bit on the way to the track, and we'll see if the car runs any better. So we're on the way. All right, guys, we finally made it out to XRP, and as you can see, I've got the car cooling down behind me. Found my good buddy Rob here in his Cam 392 SRT, and also Mrs. X is back here. She's getting her car cooled down, so we're going to go try and get a couple of runs in. They actually just told us that they're only going to give us like 30 minutes to make runs, so they're closing down extra early tonight. So was not expecting that. Always a bonus. So anyway, we'll go see if the car actually likes the tune that was put in it, and maybe even get a race or two. Mrs. X versus Camaro. Well, how did you do?
I did okay.
You did okay. What was your time?
7.5.
7.5. What was your mile an hour?
92.3.
Not too bad for a little shakedown run.
Yeah, he double bowled me.
You got double bowled,
Yeah.
right? So you had to kind of overcome that. And it's always a little weird because you feel like you're a little behind when you're double bowled.
Yeah.
But still, not a bad run, and considering the DA tonight is not nearly as good as last time.
Yeah.
So maybe one more pass?
Yes, please.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
All right, guys, I'm going to get a little shakedown pass here and just see how the car runs with this new tune. Let's see what happens. The 1-2 in this felt way better. I didn't feel nearly like the yip that it was doing before. It'll be interesting to see what the time was, because that felt like a pretty solid hit from the car. So let's go find out what it did. So that one was a 1.43 60 foot. Not too shabby considering the DA is a lot higher than it was the last couple of times I've run. That was actually a 619, which is pretty solid work out of the car. The best it's ever done is a 615. So I'm pretty happy with that at a 113.49. So I can't be super unhappy with that out of the car tonight. Mrs. X versus Rob. That the whole thing here, I'm not even really racing anybody. I'm trying to get ready for a big event that's coming up in 2 weeks. And part of the process is just revising the tune like you saw me do earlier, and then data logging these passes so that I can kind of get this data log back over to my good buddy B Mason, and he can actually look to see what the car is doing and then make further refinements based on what he sees. Did the car short shift from 2 to 3? Maybe so. So we can actually analyze this and just keep making it better and better and better. And it is a process. So that's the whole thing. But that is kind of the difference between guys that win and guys that lose sometimes. It's all the little things that add up to the big things, as you guys know. So yeah, getting these trans tunes perfected, it takes some time. Guys, here we go on the second shakedown run to try and get the right tune put in the car. So we'll see. It's just another test hit. All right, let's hope she makes a good run here. Looks like everything's working. Pretty good hit. Hey guys, verdict is in. That particular pass, 144 on the 60 foot. I actually did feel the car spin ever so slightly coming out of the hole. You could feel the car was just slightly unsettled coming out. I think that's the reason for the little bit slower 60 foot. But once again, a 619. So back-to-back 619s tonight. Considering the best ever was a 615 in this car, and the DA is a full probably 1,500 feet higher tonight than it was before. I gotta believe that the adjustments that were made earlier today did in fact make a difference as to how the car ran. Now that one was a 112.70, so a little lower mile an hour. But at the end of the day, I mean, some solid passes out of the car tonight, and more importantly, some really good data so that we can go back, study it, and then make more adjustments. So what's that you're putting in your car and some out of your car there? Why are you making a mess? Oh, for heaven's sake. Okay, how did your car run tonight?
We go through. Try to pick up a 10.
Hey, you know what? But all those tenths add up, as you know. How did your car run?
It ran good.
Yeah, I would say. Did you get a new PR?
Not quite, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's considering the DA tonight.
Yeah.
Its best eighth was a couple weeks ago was a 727 and negative 500 DA.
Yeah.
We made some tweaks to the tune via Mr. B Mason.
Mr. B Mason.
And,
Yep.
It went a 728 tonight in plus 500 DA.
So the DA sort of, we talk about like a 1,200 foot swing somewhere in there. What was the DA
Yeah,
tonight?
1,000 to 1,200.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a big difference in horsepower.
I mean,
So
159 60 foot on the
and
stock.
you were really close to your PR, and so was I.
Yeah.
So I think maybe that trans tune does a little justice. It works, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It was awesome to see you run, man. Here is Rob's car once again. This car, as you know, is beautiful. He's got it really well sorted. We got Mrs. X's car. She was right in the ballpark too. So how did you run tonight?
I did good. I almost got my PR too.
Again, so we were right there, right?
Right
And you
there.
didn't even have a trans tune
I don't
going.
have a trans
It's
tune.
coming though.
It's a driver mod. No, it's
Dri-
actually going against Rob and seeing him leave. I was like, I gotta go.
Oh yeah, well, he's a tough one because you know he's got more done to his car. Good driver, but still a really good race.
Yeah.
It's always fun to run him. But yeah, he's definitely got you outpowered, and his car runs really good.
Yeah.
But you did good, right? So
Did good.
what was your last run?
749.
7.4. So you were still in the 7.4s.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. And as we know, guys, this car ran back-to-back 619s with the help of our good buddy B Mason. So now we're going to go back to the drawing board, look at the data, and see what other adjustments we can make to get ready for this big event. Well, guys, there you have it. That about wraps it up for this one. As you can see, the trans tune makes a huge difference, especially on these Mopars. And the more you work at it, the better they typically get. But you got to have somebody that's willing to work with you on your tune, willing to review your data logs, and that's really what good tuners will do. They'll take the time and be patient to really help you get your car right. But believe it or not, you will pick up more with a trans tune than you will just by tuning the car for power. So it may not always show up in the dyno, but when it comes to things like, you know, shift points and there's all these little bitty parameters that can be reset, and somebody who really knows what they're doing, they can knock it out of the park, and that will make a difference between winning and losing sometimes. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and we will catch you on the next one. So until then, Racer X.